Welcome back from the break. We're going to keep moving along with this episode, and all of the topics are not necessarily going to be directly connected. But this episode of Pivotal Change is again talking about different things that I have been experiencing lately that I feel I really need to get this message out. So, I'm Ryan Kahn from CS Business Consulting, and I want to talk to you about navigating new phases in life and in business. It seems recently that I coach a high school wrestling team, and wrestling season has come to an end, and the school year is coming to an end, and all of the seniors are now in that phase of uncertainty and the unknown. And it just so happens that I've had a lot of business owners that are either starting a new adventure or changing their industry, and something new has come on front. So we've been navigating through this with a lot of people, helping coach and mentor in various ways in life. So I felt I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. This is something that's needed right now. I want to let everyone know that change is inevitable, but growth is also inevitable if you are intentional about it. It's really important that you lead yourself and you lead others through change and new phases in life. You don't want to just experience a transition. You want to be the one that focuses and orchestrates the transition. This is an opportunity for you to look at those positions of leadership and lead yourself and lead others from out front, from stepping out and navigating this new change. Moving into this new phase, whether it's in life or it's in business, it can be very intimidating. Nobody likes change, but I believe we all know at this point that change is the only thing that is inevitable. So it's an opportunity to take what you've learned from the past, all of these lessons, and use that to build something stronger in the future. So I want to share what you can take away from what you've learned. I can use it to, again, lead yourself and lead others and go into this next stage, this next phase of life with confidence and clarity on what you're going to do. So first thing I want to do is talk about learning your lessons in every phase of life. Whether you've had struggles or whether you had successes or both probably, each of those taught you something very valuable, and you have to draw the value out. Imagine, I look at myself and say, if I had gone through my high school career and just sat down at the end of my high school career, maybe the summer before college, and just asked myself a series of questions or reflected on life, how much more powerful of a collegiate student and athlete would I have been, and then adult after college, and then an adult business owner after a career change. So take this opportunity to ask yourself three pivotal questions. What went well? What worked for me in this phase of life? Then I can identify those things and look to replicate them, reproduce them in this new phase. Also ask yourself the second question, what did not go great? What was a failure? What didn't go well? And if you can identify those, you can then avoid them. You can try to avoid the replication of the things that didn't go well and imprint those lessons learned. Write that down with a pen and paper when you do this process. And then lastly is the wisdom step. What patterns did I see that contributed in my decision making, my actions, my habits that contributed to both the good and the bad? And how do I apply that to the future? That's the wisdom step. How to take the good and the bad and apply it to something new or different in the future. You have to go through this phase by using one of those pillars of being humble. Genuine self-reflection. Don't pat yourself on the back, but examine the true reality of what you went through in the last year, 4 years, 10 years, depending on what it is. So in order for you to be the best leader, you don't just want to move forward without any type of awareness. You want to have your head on a swivel, look backwards for the moment of a lesson, but do not stay fixated on the past, right? We have a rear view mirror in our car just to check what's behind us, but we're always supposed to be looking forward to that windshield. So here's an example in the business world. Let's say you started a new business, maybe it was a seasonal business, cash flow was really good, everything was really good, you started operating at a certain level, living at a certain lifestyle, then winter came and the seasonal business started dropping, and you had to learn some really hard lessons on cash flow and savings and how to get yourself through the winter, how to pivot, how to take on another service. It's a great example of where these three questions would come in mind. Now, the next one is a little bit more about mindset. Most of us fear the unknown. That's very natural, but it's also where the biggest growth happens. So I want to have a mindset shift a little bit. Instead of seeing uncertainty as this risk, this fingernail biting moment, see it as potential. Say, ooh, here's an opportunity. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to take advantage of it. My mindset says positive. Let's find something to take out of this. The best and most successful business owners and leaders, the people that thrive, they have this mindset. They're the ones that adapt. They look to the future not as risk and scary, but as potential and ways that they can adapt to get the most out of it. So again, think of the past times when uncertainty, you didn't know what was going to happen, but the expectation was nervousness and fear, and it turned out, whoa, this was better than I thought it was going to be. Hey, this worked out great. This allowed me to pivot. This allowed me to grow. So those unexpected things in life can often be some of the most impactful for us. The next thing that you're going to need to do in this new phase of life is you're going to need new goals. You've got to be setting goals for yourself. So you got to set goals in two ways. One, the actual action steps. If you are a passionate visionary, remember in that principle, that pillar of leadership, passion invokes action. So you have to take action, and action requires plans to be successful. So you're going to write down goals, you're going to write down action steps, you're going to put calendar dates on your calendar that I will have A done by this time, B done by this time, and hold yourself accountable. You also need to set new boundaries and new expectations for both yourself and others. If you have a team or a business or something moving forward, new phase, new expectation, new phase, new boundaries, and make sure that is clear. The communication is going to have to be very clear. So you can go out and say, hey, in 6 months, we're going to transition to this software platform. Hey, in 2 months, we're going to have these new people hired and working in our business, and we are going to do X, Y, and Z. And we're going to scale, and we're going to be nationwide. We're going to expand out of our region. That clear expectation is where you're going to get people. So make sure you set those boundaries, expectations, and be a passionate visionary that leads with action through it. Here's another one. Surround yourself in this new phase with the right people. If you watch any of my content and materials on Ryan Forge's Leaders, then you understand that there are 5 advisors that everybody should have, 5 types of advisors everybody should have in their life. You go to a new phase of life, not all of those advisors might be coming with you. For example, one of them being the healthy rival may be left in the past. You need to find a new healthy rival. You may need to step into a new realm of an industry, and that expert that was an expert in the former industry is no longer the expert in the current industry. So again, your advisors can change. You need to expand your network, get the new phase of life to have a strong, powerful network, get new advisors that can lead you in those various areas in life, and they're going to be able to complement your weaknesses, enhance and further your strengths. And of course, that involves hiring the right people, surrounding yourself with the good, ambitious people that are positive. So surround yourself with the right people in this new phase of life. Again, another great example is changing careers or changing from high school to college or college to graduate school or into the business world. You're going to need new friends. And then be confident. Lead others through change with confidence. This is really tough because people are going to be looking to you for direction and your confidence. So this does go back to the last segment just a little bit, but your confidence is going to be very important. Or if you lack confidence, they're going to see that as well. That will set the tone and people will mirror your behavior. Acknowledge the challenges, but always go back to the vision. That alignment of the vision that you have cast, you got to fall back on that. Stick to the daily mission. Communicate clearly. People need to understand why the change is happening more so now in this generation than ever. They need to understand the why. So if you can do this, you're going to take a step out from front and you're going to start leading alongside your people. You're going to start leading behind them, encouraging them forward with your confidence. And you're changing in and out of those 5 different positions of leadership all the time when coming into a new adventure of your life. So again, that leading by example is paramount, right? You have to be the one showing up. You have to be the one that is courageous. You have to be the one that's taking the fingernails out of their mouth and moving forward with confidence, shoulders back, head up, smile on your face, and you can go and get that behavior replicated from your people. So this is just a couple of tidbits for people moving in that new phase of life. We've seen a lot of it. Every transition is a chance to refine. Okay, think about that forging process of heating something up, getting the impurities out, smashing that hammer against the metal and molding it into something new. It's still iron, but now it's going to take on something new. And then you can redefine. Okay, you can sharpen your blade and say, hey, I'm no longer a dagger, I'm a sword. And you can redefine what you are. You can rise to the next level by taking the lessons of the past and the action plans for the future and combining them with wisdom and setting your training and setting your tone and your expectations and your leadership, and you are going to rise to the next level and people will follow and you will have the impact you desire. So the best business owners and the best leaders, they're not the ones who avoid change. They're the ones who are embracing change and also using it to their advantage with tactics and planning and logistics. So take those lessons you've learned, face the unknown with certainty, with some strategy, and with a vision of making yourself better in the next phase of your life. It will be waiting for you, and you can step into it with confidence. Sit tight. We'll be right back after this commercial break with more Pivotal Change.